Hello crypto boys and ghouls, and welcome back to the channel Tales from the Cryptmancer, where we feature content on play to earn games on the blockchain such as Splinterlands. And today is June 1st, 2022, and it is the day after the new ranked reward systems have been released to the public here. And I wanted to just go over some data points and some stats here as we start day number 2 and just kind of see where things go from here. There's a lot of change that's been introduced to the game, so there's going to be some resetting of expectations and data. So let's take a look at that to start the day number 2. Also, I want to take a look at market depth for some assets in Splinterlands and talk about the topic. Is there enough for everyone, and what that means for the assets themselves, potentially their pricing, and really what it means for aspects of the game moving forward. So before we go into the market depth analysis, let's take a look at some data from the Peak Monsters dashboard. And the first thing I want to look at is daily active users for yesterday, day 1 of the rank reward system. Daily active users were down to 348,026, which the day before the rank rewards kicked in, we were at 364,856. So it's not a tremendous change. It's a delta of maybe 16,000 less daily active users yesterday. So it doesn't look like bot farms have been deactivated en masse at this point, but we'll park that thought for a second and we'll talk a little bit more about what that might mean for bots moving forward. I also wanted to just take a look at the new player data here and what we're seeing over the last couple days. 1,224 new players, 1110, 1220, and then 1201 new players. So it's an average of about 1,200 new players a day for the last several days. And that's, new players trying out the game. But what's interesting here is if we look at the same period of time, of those 1,200 players, spellbooks purchased 59, 51, 56, 59. That's the truly new players or new accounts being added to the game, and that's not a lot. 50 to 60 new players a day. You can see here over the course of a month, there was 2,081 spellbooks purchased during the month of May, and you can see here in the month of May we started with active players of 339,000, and we ended with 348,000. So, it's not like a huge amount of new players are flocking to the game right now. It can maybe be surmised that we might actually be losing players at the moment. It's hard to say. One thing is for certain, Chatter definitely has his work cut out for him to increase this number of 50 or 60 new spellbooks purchased a day moving forward if we want to reach some of the goals that we have for this game. That being said, let's take a look at the rental market, because here we're also seeing some significant changes. And if we look at the rental market here, the bid rate that's being filled right now for collection power on rentals is 1,000 CP for DEC. And this is crazy. Look at all these bids here, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000 that are open. Just for a point of reference, collection power under the old rank reward system that was being rented by bots to get into silver 3 or higher was probably around 300 to 400 CP for DEC at the same point of the season last season. Now we're well above that, 1,000 CP for DEC. And when I say well above that, that's a bad thing if you're an owner of cards and you're trying to rent those cards out, because you're getting literally nothing for your cards, your collection power on those cards right now. So this is a problem if you're a buyer of reward cards recently for collection power, and we're getting some sweet rewards. In fact, this last end of season was crazy. the CP for DEC rental prices were somewhere in the range of 20 to 40 CP DEC pretty much all day long yesterday, which probably broke a record for end of season rental prices, meaning those were very expensive rental prices. And now we've gone from one end of the spectrum to another, and from very, very expensive rentals to, can't even rent your cards out right now just because the CP is not being used. So, we'll have to see what happens here. It looks like, for all intents and purposes, though, is that a lot of bot farms are not renting CP at the moment, which is why this bin rate is so high and why there's so many cards on the market available for rent. But I want to put an asterisk next to that because it's not all cards are available for rent, just the collection power, for example. Because if we go into the game and we go to the rental market as an example, and we filter on summoners, untamed, and legendary, some of the most meta and popular summoners might be Kitty and Jotun. And if you wanted to rent a Kitty right now to compete in Diamond or Champion level, well, there's only one on the market, and it's renting for 481 DEC per day. And the next best thing you're going to get is a gold level Kitty, and that's renting for 1100 DEC per day. And there's only 2 other level copies of Kitty available for rent, and those are silver level Kitties. So you have basically 4 Kitties available for rent on the market right now, and that's it if you're competing, really at, technically only 2 available if you're competing at the gold or higher level. And now if we look at Jotun as another example of a very popular summoner that's in the meta here, there's 1 copy of Jotun available for rent. That's a gold level Jotun, and it's renting for 800 DEC per day. And there's just 2 single BCXs available on the market for rent right now. So if you want a Jotun, good luck finding that right now. So we're seeing the rental market change significantly. Looks like moving away at the moment from pure collection power to now moving more towards meta cards and cards that are leveled to the higher levels for competing to win games. So it's definitely an interesting change of events there. Now, speaking of change of events, the next thing I wanted to talk about in this video was market depth. Market depth of cards, specifically gold foil cards. And the reason for that is because under the new system, gold foil cards provide a 10% bonus to reward shares. So that's a pretty important piece of information. Now, if I filter here on Chaos Legion gold foil legendary cards, let's just take a look at the market depth here. Torrent Fiend, there's 5 cards available. Fungus Fiend, 11. Scorch Fiend, 4. Soul Fiend, 8. Black Jira, 5. Jim Murat, 10. Queen Mycelia, 12. Pretty much if we go through all of the legendary Chaos Legion cards here, you're not going to find more than 12 or a dozen or so total gold foil legendary cards available on the market. And again, if you look at, for example, the Scorch Fiend, there's 4 available cards in the market. If someone came in and bought all 4 of these to make a diamond level gold foil Scorch Fiend, there's none left for anyone else to buy. There's 0 on the market at that point. And that's pretty crazy. So going back to this slide, there's just not enough gold foils for everyone. Now let's look at some more data points here that are interesting. If we go down to epics here, let's look at the epic market depth. Magi Necrosi, 26 available. Magi of Chaos, 21. Hunter Jarks, 11. Jin Inferni, 27. Forgotten One, 23, etc., etc. There's maybe max 2 dozen or so gold foil epic Chaos Legion cards available for purchase right now. And if we go one step lower to rare, let's look at the rare market depth for gold foils. Mycelic Infantry, 31, Angelic Mandarin, 58, Nordali Guardian, 40, Mycelic Slipspawn, 36, Diamond Shark, 33. Again here, maybe between 30 to 60 gold foil rares available. If you look at this Curse Windiku, for example, there's 45 available. To get a max level Curse Windiku, it takes 22 copies. So 2 max level purchases here of the Curse Windiku gold foil, and there's no more on the market, which is kind of crazy. Now, what is interesting here is if you go to Splinter Cards, we can see that there's been approximately 8.6 million Chaos Legion packs purchased, and of that, 5.073 million packs have been opened. So let's do the math here. 5.073 million packs have been opened. Each one of those packs contain 5 cards. That means there's 25.365 million Chaos Legion cards available in circulation right now. But if we go to the market, if you want a gold foil Diamond Shark as an example, there's 33. 33 out of 25 million cards. That's crazy. So again, going back to this image here, if you want gold foil advantages at any level of the game, whether you play at silver or champion, there's just not enough for everyone to have that. And we can go a step further and we can look at it from a different viewpoint. Let's look at reward cards. Right? We know there's a ton of reward cards out there in the market. Let's go to legendary reward cards. Heart Claws. There's 35 legendary gold foil Heart Claws in the market. There's 28 Jin Bilchkas, and there's 21 Jin Oshawnis gold foil legendary cards. So again, there's not very many here available. And what's interesting is if you go to Kyokiz's website here, shows that Jin Oshawnis 2033 have been printed for gold BCXs, and that's at a print rate of 49.47%. So we can extrapolate there's going to be about 4,100 total gold foil BCXs of Jin Oshawnis printed before there's no more Jin Oshawnises printed. And if we go back here to Jin Oshawnis, we see that there's 4 BCX required to create a max level Jin Oshawnis. If there's 4,100 total gold foils printed, that means there at any point in the future, the maximum amount of diamond or champion level Jin Oshawnis gold foils available to be in circulation would be 1,025. And that's assuming all of them are leveled up and consumed to level up to max level, which we know there'll be BCXs out there at the 1, 2, or 3 BCX level. So best case scenario, there's 1,025 Jin Oshawnises at max level, and that's just not a lot in the grand scheme of things. To put that into perspective, if we were to look at, for example, going back to those meta cards that we saw that weren't even available for rent, if we look at Kitty, for example, there's 18 kitties available for sale on the market, and there's 1,390 kitties in existence. Again, max level gold foil Jin Oshawnises, maximum would be 1,025. So that gives you an idea of how rare Jin Oshawnis gold foils could be in the future as an example. And those are reward cards. And again, 18 kitties are available on the market for sale. 15 Jotans are available on the market for sale. Let's look at some rarity examples going back to the reward cards, gold foils. Just to put things into perspective, there's 28 Jin Bilchkas and 35 Heart Claws. So very similar kind of numbers here for these legendary reward cards in the gold foil version. Again, leading back to the point, there's just not enough for everyone when it comes to gold foils. And you can extend it as well to the epic cards as well. You don't have to limit it to legendaries. Let's look at epics here. Lava launchers, 69 on the market, 59 Genrenovas, 89 Jinchwalas, and 79 Uraeuses. So it's not like there's a ton of gold foil epic reward cards available either. You could pretty much buy all the Uraeuses on the market here, 79 of them, roughly, let's say, $12 a piece on average. And for under $1,000, you pretty much own all the Uraeus gold foils on the market. So that just tells you this market depth is not deep at all. So just something to consider as we look at the bonuses of gold foils moving forward. It's definitely an interesting concept, the market depth versus the quantity available versus the pricing. Certainly an interesting thing to look at. In addition to the rental market prices, will they stabilize moving forward? What will the rental market look like? Will it still be profitable to rent CP, or will we have to look at rental market in a whole different eye moving forward? Or are the bots just rebooting themselves and getting ready to rent CP maybe today or tomorrow after their programming is adjusted? We'll see. It's hard to say for certain, but there's definitely lots of new things happening in the ecosystem for sure. Let me know in the comments below what you think about the new rank reward systems. What do you think about the season points, the focus points, and how are you strategizing to best take advantage of the new system to maximize your rewards and your earnings in the game? Let me know in the comments below. And until next time, keep stacking those stats.
That's entertainment.